Hello everyone! Today's opinion book that we're going to be reading is called Video Games, Yes or No. This is something I know a lot of us can relate to, as many of us do play video games at home. Today we're going to be reading about both sides of the argument, people who are proponents of video games and people who are opponents of video games. Let's read to hear both sides of the argument. Introduction. Video games are a popular pastime for children and adults, but many people have different opinions about them. Video games have many good and bad elements. An opinion is a way a person feels about an issue or question. When people have different opinions, it doesn't mean one person is wrong and the other person is right. Just like you and your friends may not all have the same favorite color, some people may have different opinions about whether video games are positive or negative, meaning good or bad. When you learn about both sides of a subject, you can form your own opinion and make your own argument. About 60% of Americans play video games. Most of them play at least an hour per week. Arguments for video games. For a lot of people, video games can be a source of fun, entertainment, and education. Video games can be played online, bringing people together from all over the world. Video games can help people learn new skills. Some video games teach pilots how to fly. Researchers discovered that some workers learn more and forget less when they are trained using video games. Video games can teach you how to use different strategies to solve a problem. Some video games even teach kids how to design their own video games. So you guys actually kind of do this with ups in technology. You guys learn how to code playing kind of a video game. And whether you realize it or not, you're more than just playing a game, you're learning how to code, which is really cool. Video game proponents encourage schools to use video games in lessons about math, reading, science, history, and other subjects. Sometimes people are so busy having fun playing video games, they don't notice that you're learning too. So, secret. Reading eggs, your dream box, those are all video games that are actually helping you learn. But they're so fun, sometimes you don't even realize that you're learning. Arguments against video games. Many people think that video games set a bad example. Unlike TV shows or movies that sometimes show bad things, a video game player controls what happens. People who play a lot of violent video games may become more hostile, some researchers say, meaning that if you're doing bad things in a video game, you may do some of those bad things in real life. So we know in real life that hitting someone is certainly never okay, but sometimes we hit other people in video games. What makes it right just because it's a video game? If you see a fight in a movie, you're only watching it. If you play a video game, your choices make that fight happen. Is the person who plays a video game making a bad choice if they hurt a character in a game? Video game opponents argue that games can promote unhealthy habits since they are often played while sitting indoors. Some health experts say that looking at a screen for long periods of time can be bad for your eyes. Some people think video games keep people from making friends because they are too busy playing inside alone. You decide. There are a lot of things to keep in mind when forming an opinion about video games. Think about the issues on both sides and decide what's the most important points are to consider before making your decision. So, what do you think? Are you for or against video games? When you write today, make sure that you clearly state your opinion in your introduction. It lets your reader know exactly how you feel as soon as they start reading. You want to give multiple opinions to support your argument. whether they are opinions from this book or opinions outside this book. You might also want to include a personal story. So if you play video games in your home, tell me about it. You also should include a counterargument, which includes an opinion that may differ from yours, meaning someone might disagree with your opinion. You want to make sure to include that counterargument to try and convince them to agree with you. And lastly, you want to include a conclusion that clearly restates your opinion, but in a different way. I can't wait to hear what you think. Bye!